Hello there, folks, and welcome to the stream. My name is Mike D'Angelo, aka That Tellest Guy, and I am joined by my lovely co-hosts Rihanna
Hello.
and Luna and Zelda.
Woof.
Maisie, Maisie is definitely downstairs. She knows better than to be in this sweltering hot room. We have the air conditioner on, but like we're already like practically in the throes of the heat wave and everything, and the power went out twice, so the AC has definitely had to kick it up a notch. We are going to be talking today about the animal companions of the Tellest universe. Rihanna had this idea for today's topic, so everyone give her a round of applause.
That's everyone.
Everyone.
So that's me. Yeah, I just think that it's one of the things that we sort of have incorporated into stories like time after time, just so that they have like, I mean, wizards and witches have familiars, so that's obviously a thing for our magical folk. Um, but they have their own personalities in the story, and they have their own, place in the plots.
Right. So we have on the screen right now kind of our flagship animal companion, who is Merlin, who is the Merlin is the black cat that Gaston Canlon. I don't know if I would say owns, but
he attaches himself to Adelia, essentially.
Yeah. So Adelia,
she was part of the cat distribution system of Tellest.
She very much was, much to her chagrin at first as well, because she's got a history of bad times with big old black cats. So when she saw Merlin, she had a little bit of a problem with it. But over the course of time, she's had some fun little adventures with her little kitty companion. Let's see, do we have any other Merlin pictures?
I mean, he is a standard black cat, but he has a big place in the story and becomes really important to her, who was isolated and like felt very alone in the beginning, and
you don't see Merlin here, but
is it a spoiler if it's been out for
5 years, 6
5
years,
years?
7 years?
Yeah.
It's like really the premise of the book. So the gentleman next to Adelia on the right side of this cover is Merlin transformed into a human because of Lucinda, the saucy old witch over here.
Another me. Another character that I helped bring to life.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it would be really funny. Like, I think the premise of changing him into a human was that Adelia was a little bit too like closed off, and she was like, "Where's your fun? You need a man to talk to."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so she made him.
Lucinda would have that for herself, but she decided to kind of torture Adelia with that as well. Right. So we definitely got to see Merlin in a new light, and they were able to have some fun. And Merlin ended up, unbeknownst to him, seducing someone else as well. So it was just good times, good fun stories.
It's very much reminiscent of. In what was it? What was it? The Sword in the Stone when
the little squirrels.
So when they turned right, so when they, in that one the transfiguration was to turn them into animals, and this one it was to turn him into a human, and he had a very much similar experience.
So I'm going to keep this picture on the screen for just a moment. We kind of had this experience before as well. While Merlin is kind of the flagship character, and he's kind of attached himself to Adelia, Adelia was not the first Cregan to have an animal companion, because her brother, Chaos, Michael, Luca, whatever we're calling him.
Michael, it's you.
That's me. He had a wolf named Dirk who attached to him. We later found that he was also able to transform, because he is our finest werewolf character.
Is he a werewolf?
Yeah,
like
he's a werewolf.
Werewolf, but like anthropomorphized.
Yes, he's special.
Man.
He's special. Yeah. Monsieur, bring me your specialist finest werewolf. So we actually do have a couple of pictures of Dirk that I'll bring up as well. Chaos also had a couple of horse companions, because he had Ox, who I don't know why I didn't pick his grandsire in these pictures, but we'll show them as well. And he also had Aquinicus, who we do have in these pictures. Pair of horses that Chaos was able to find.
Is Homer part of this?
So Homer is, but Homer doesn't have a picture of himself yet. We will we'll make our way over to that next. So the picture of Gaston that we have here shows off an owl. Homer is not an owl. Homer's a little bluebird, but this is the closest thing we got. So I threw it up there with Homer in mind. Homer can talk, and he kind of is one of Gaston's little spies.
Yep, and I think so you'll notice that we named them after, like, real world characters, I guess. Like, not necessarily after them, but we chose, like, Homer obviously has, like, a poetic, background, and that's... And
I named him after the Simpsons character.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. he loves a donut.
Nuts!
Yeah. And then Merlin is, the
because wizard. Alright, so let's keep things moving on. Arguably one of our coolest kinds of companions are dragons. There's been a couple of dragon companions throughout the years. Probably the most notable one is Tellest from Dragon Speaker. We have our kitty wizard riding Tellest. It was one of the things that they learned to do in the end of the first Dragon Speaker book. Because every dragon needs a rider.
I mean, I would argue every rider needs a dragon. I think that picture, like, that's a cool picture, but also, like, Tellest is kind of a baby when they...
Oh, yeah. I would assume that this picture is after the first book ends, and it's after months, if not a year of training and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they're angry in that one, but they're kind of a Pookie in the story.
I've never been a dragon before. Again, we have another dragon adjacent character here. The dragons that you see on the screen right now are not necessarily the dragons that I would call his companions, because they're comprised of magic. They're arcane dragons, but you can kind of see he's got a scepter.
This is Andracodus. You can introduce the band.
You can introduce them too.
This is Andracodus. He's pretty cute.
I have another picture of Andracodus that we'll see when we go through the gallery again. His companion is a fey dragon named Styx that lives in the orb of his scepter. So, good times. Maximus is that's as far as we're going to go with this one, but I do have another picture of his little mouse. It's Merle, right? Or is it
so?
Mert?
Mert, I think.
So this is kind of a peculiar kind of companion, because Maximus doesn't make friends with anybody really after Charcoal dies in the Tinker's Tale, but he's got little clockwork friends that he makes. We've got Mert there, and here's another variant of Mert that you can see. What you doing, animal companion?
Yeah, we got our little animal companions up here.
Zelda's looking up at us like, it is too hot. Could you turn off the hot?
And so that is the same Mert as the one in, or is it a different one?
Well, so he kind of enhances Mert. You know how, like, Iron Man has the Mark II armor, the Mark III armor. Right. So it's Mert Mark II, Mert Mark III. Mert. Here is another look at one of Maximus's creations. This is Aquinicus, who is his clockwork horse. We'll show off Rihanna's version of Aquinicus in a little bit.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, shucks. And Maximus has this kind of desire not to utilize a horse as like a beast of burden after what he's experienced in his younger years, but
plus he doesn't have to ever go through the trauma of them dying if they're creations.
Right. Yeah, you can see that Maximus is an old man here. The previous picture that we saw of Maximus, he was not quite that old. And so he's gone through some stuff.
Right, and this is our probably steampunkiest sort of
character.
Yeah.
We're trying to like go a little bit more into the fantasy realm with it. It's still steampunk, but it's steampunk through the lens of Tellest.
Right.
So
powered by magic. items and whatnot.
Yep. We have a faux Equinicus that one of our artists made for us. It's a little too zebra-y for me.
Flazebra.
A flazebra. Faux Equinicus is what I have as the title, but it's the name of this creature is actually Zebraeth, and it's like a rival character of Maximus's. Decided to try his best to recreate Equinicus and ended up with
A zebracorn?
a zebracorn. It's for weapon.
It looks like it would be uncomfortable to sit on.
Oh yeah, I would
That's for
assume.
sure.
I would assume that he tried to like do this in a monkey's pod, and he basically unleashed this crazy critter on whatever place there woos. So we've been talking about this story for probably like 7 or 8 years at this point. Ghosts of the Highlands. This is a story that I kind of have outlined, but never touched the page yet to do any writing with. But we have 2 characters here, Emmett and Angus. Angus is his little sheepdog-looking thing. I guess it wouldn't be
More
sheepdog.
border collie or something.
Yeah. Like an English shepherd, I suppose. Maybe. So yeah, we haven't had this yet, but this has been like my Discord picture for like 8 years, ever since we got this art picked out, because
You just want to be a ginger.
I just want to have a pretty doggy.
You have 3 pretty doggies.
I know,
How dare you?
and this one looks like my favoritist.
You know what? She actually that dog actually looks like an amalgamation of all our other dogs, because it's got Zelda's long hair, it's got Luna's size and Maisie's coloring. Wow,
It's perfect.
perfect.
And then we have one more look at Adelia. Very unlike any Adelia that we have, and then one more little Merlin.
He's adorable.
All right, so we're in the art gallery proper now, so we'll take additional looks at some of these pictures. This was charcoal. This was Maximus's first horse. This was kind of what set him off on that, hey, I need to not do real horsies. I don't think that there's a horse on the Stealing Saramore cover. Oh, there is. There's a horse butt.
There is. There's a little bit of a horse butt, and
Horse
then you can
butt.
see Mert Mark 1.
Mert Mark 1? Over here?
Mert Mark 2.
I'm going to say that's Mert Mark 2.
Mert
Mark 2, yeah.
Sending them on a little mission.
Because Mert Mark 1 was in book 1. Mert Mark 2 would be in book 2.
If you don't title this video...
Not Mort. Mert. Mort is the dead mouse.
Mert.
He drops the bass.
Oh, God.
That was Kevin that said Mort. So, Mort. Let's see, what other companion characters do we have on here?
Well, that's not really a companion, but you got a big old dragon from Darkness Falls.
Yeah, the opposite of a companion, because this was the end boss. The As Darkness Falls cover actually extends beyond this, but for whatever reason, the art gallery. Does Bort eat fish heads, Kev? Fish heads, yummy, yummy fish heads. It's another Simpsons reference. I don't know. Yeah, on the left side of that was a couple of other dragons, and one of them you could say was a companion character. Moving right along, let's see, what other companions do we have?
Well, does that constitute a companion?
This one?
Little...
No, it's a people.
That's a people?
It's a people. It's a kobold.
Oh, well.
You can't. You can't.
I did not mean to be offensive. That was my bad.
Let's see.
That's a learning experience.
It's a learning experience.
I apologize.
Talk to your sensitivity coach.
I know. I just did an inclusion training today.
Let's see. Here's all our animal companions.
Aw, you should show them off.
I'm doing it.
Do it more.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Oh, we got one more Adelia over there too. The penguins.
The penguins.
they are not our companions.
Nope. So
but
this is Zelda is embiggened and pulling our sleigh in this story,
and Peanut holding on for dang life.
Yep.
And here's our second one. This is Svetlana the reindeer.
That's also a companion.
She's definitely a companion.
Zelda.
To Zelda and to us.
Well, mostly to Zelda. She has.
She loves Svetlana over the years.
Yep.
We've got I guess I would not consider them animal companions. They were an animal and they were a companion,
Yeah,
but they're not
they were
animal
an animal
companions.
and a companion. That's Raskagar.
It's kind of like
a wizard
like the
who
reverse,
turned into a mouse.
the reverse Merlin, and then his little apprentice.
I forget. It's a rat. Somebody, rat bastard.
We're gonna get flagged.
Sorry.
Here's our first Maisie.
Aw, yep, that was Maisie's first Christmas with us.
But we got Zelda and Peanut. Kev says Rat King.
That was our escape room Christmas because of the pandemic.
Because of COVID. 2021. This was the year that we got Luna, but we got her too late in the game to
incorporate her.
incorporate her. And I guess we didn't put up the space one.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Luna's definitely one of our
yeah.
silliest
I'll see if we can grab that.
And we have the.
We've already seen that one technically.
Did we see the Christmas one from this past year?
I do not know. Let's go and find them. We'll do that. We've got the timer up on the screen, so right around the time that that's done, we'll do an ad. We'll see if we can grab these things first. Krishmish Mishfitch and Krishmish Comet. Oh god, these stories are long. So we've got Krishmish Mishfitch. Krishmish Mishfitch.
Featuring Mert
Mert Mark 2 and Mert Mark 3. So here's Luna's debut. Looking bigger than she ought to be. She's close to the camera. Space. And then we've got this latest one, which has our doggies looking like misfit toys. So we got Zelda with her little red nose because she's got a pink spot on her nose. We've got Maisie with her little polka dots. And then we've got Luna wearing a ruffle that kind of makes her look like the Bumble. Oh my god! Alright, so we're going to do a 60-second ad because we're not going to be here too much longer. And we'll just keep talking.
Are we going to talk? Do we know if the people hear us whilst
I think it depends.
running?
Kev, do you hear us while the ad is running? I think historically we always hear. Yeah, we always.
Oh, interesting.
It's just this is when you put stuff that's not important for the people who do have ads that go on too loud and too long. Yeah, the ads kind of come and go as they please. Even though I hit the ad button, it doesn't go out to everybody all the time. But it is what it is, and I guess the big problem is I never really know when the ad is done.
Oh, wait, I can help.
Well, if you have the ad. It looks like you have an ad. Rihanna's got Doom, or is that House of Dragons? House of the Dragons.
House of the Dragon.
House of the place where the dragons live. And we got ad number 10. What is that, Roblox?
Genuinely,
I have no idea.
There's corn.
It's got juice.
It's got the Stress for City.
Stress City 4? I don't know. Now they're trying to get us to smoke drugs.
I don't want to smoke drugs.
All right, I think technically that's it. Let's go to our Quantum Quest preview. Now that our Twitch channel has reached affiliate status, we can start to do some really cool things. One of them is inviting you to play our tabletop dungeon diving game, Quantum Quest. Using our channel points, called Quest Coins, you can queue up for one of our forthcoming Tabletop Thursday games. In addition, as we amass more followers, we'll continue to add new ways for you to use your Quest Coins. Join us and see if you can escape the living dungeon. And I'm going to show off one more quick preview because I just wrapped it up before we went live tonight. This is the preview for one of our players for this week's game. I'll be silent for like 5 seconds as you look at this. Alright, so that was one of our players, Matt Bless. That's his characters, his adventures that he's going to be playing as on Thursday of this week when we do our first Quantum Quest Live. And then 2 weeks from that, we're going to be doing another one, and we're going to try and keep doing that every other week. We'll play a QQ Live and keep trying to amass new followers so that we can unlock new modes and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kev gave us some love. Alright, so let's go back to the gallery. Do you have any companions that you want to talk about, Rihanna, that we're not looking at specifically?
Yeah.
You want to talk about Barth?
How to be a wizard.
You want to talk about how to be a wizard? You want to tell us about
Ambrosius. Ambrosia, actually. That's the kitty name.
Yep.
But that was just a decision we made very briefly. I think that's a previous version. I think we made him put sleeves on the...
Yeah, this was a preview.
On the wizard, yeah. But yeah, the kitty has a lot of attitude, and I think Luna had a lot to do with inspiring that character.
Well, Peanut did too, because
Peanut.
Peanut was ultimately the reason that we did the beard picture.
That's true. But yeah, it's a silent companion amongst the. But I mean, it makes its presence known, obviously.
Quite known.
Yeah, it's on every single page.
And because of that, we decided that the sequel books are all going to have an animal companion as well.
So we're going to have, like, and even though the characters, like, some of them are anthropomorphized, we're going to still give them animal companions. Because I think the idea behind it was...
That one's Baby Dirk, so...
It is Baby Dirk, and that's Baby Faypavi?
Baby Faypavi, and then this is, I think, a new character. I don't think that... It's Zelda, for all we know. It kind of does look Zelda-esque.
It could be Vanathrin.
No, because Vanathrin's not a mage.
Oh, well, fine then.
I mean, she's not really a mage either. She's a cleric, but Vanathrin's not a cleric. We got Dirk, who's our warrior, Faypavi, who's our thief, and then the elf, who, if anything, she would be Callie Flynn Zaxos, but I think Callie Flynn Zaxos is technically a shadow priest. No. In theory, she could be that. Maybe her hair was blonde and it turned black.
Could be. So I think that the idea behind the anthropomorphized characters still having animal companions is, like, in the Tellest world it all makes sense. To a person who has no idea what Tellest is and is not aware, it's just the way that these children kind of view themselves, and, you know, like, they're... Who among us has not worn cat ears? Or pretended to be a wolf? Is that just me?
Is that just me? Both is me.
We just don't know. And yes, I do want to mention Bartholomew. So in the book that Michael is helping me co-write, we have a companion to the wizard Rowentis, who is a no, not a Servali, a Squirrel.
A Squirrel.
Yeah, we named it a Squirrel. It is essentially a squirrel with wings, but not a flying squirrel, like a sugar glider or anything. It's got actual, like, dove wings, basically. And the way that we sort of portrayed them is how parrots are. So, like, they can kind of talk, they can kind of, like, understand things. Yeah. He's got a big personality. And
you have a big personality.
Not that full sentence. But it's
I
basically...
speak eloquently!
But yeah, it's basically... What I really thought of, like, in mind was to have him narrate the book and have the voice of Bartholomew. And he's named Bartholomew because he's
Bartholomew?
Bartholomew. Because he's named after a uncle who Rowentis never liked.
Yeah, it's definitely a love-hate relationship between the two of them.
They bicker, and I wanted it to be that, like, Rowentis is definitely a loner, like, he doesn't like company, and Bartholomew just challenges every aspect of that, basically.
He's very challenging.
He's very challenging.
Got another quick look at Styx in Androckitus's...
Yeah.
Do you remember how much Androckitus ended up looking like James McAvoy?
Well, that was the inspiration.
I don't believe it was, was it?
Yeah, it definitely was. That's who we sent the reference pictures of.
Yeah, well, apparently
looks...
we want James McAvoy to be Androckitus.
Yeah, that's my fan cast, but, like, young James McAvoy.
He's too old now?
Yeah.
He's too
like, James McAvoy
too bald too often?
As Mr. Tumnus.
I see.
Or in...
An animal companion.
Or in the X-Men early shows.
The Dirks. I think we're getting to... Oh, you know what? We have Uruquanicus to show off. Don't mind me.
Just
making my way. Stop that. Wow. Here we go. There's the
Yay.
hand-painted, I believe at this point, the only hand-painted
Art on
Tellest art that we
yeah.
have.
But the picture doesn't really show how massive it is.
Yeah, this
It
was,
is
what,
huge.
5 feet by 5 feet? Maybe
Something
5 by
like
6
that.
or something?
I think-
It hung in back of our couch for a long time.
And then
And
we moved it to the bedroom.
yeah, we moved it to the bedroom. I think we just need to switch it back out.
Yeah,
We'll move the dragons. We'll just keep on switching stuff up.
Mhm.
Yeah, it watches me sleep.
It is it was a huge undertaking, and also the picture doesn't really show. So the reason that it's sort of overexposed is because it's made with metallic paint. So
Yeah, Brianna
It's
really
actually-
likes to do stuff with
love
metallics.
I love metallics, like combining metallics with like matte acrylics, because when you look at it at different angles in the light, it's
It
like
shines differently.
yeah, and it looks like you're looking at two different pictures. So I try and do it so that they, you know, like I do it intentionally to make the areas really pop.
Pap.
Pop.
I think, with the exception of like one or two more things,
Aw,
Merlin,
Merlin as a baby,
as a stuffed Aminor.
as a stuffed baby.
Stuffed baby. To the Ligomorphs, they're not really people, so the Ligomorphs are kind of animal companions as well.
Yep, they could be, especially if they're if someone's a super narcissist, they would love a little mimicky me.
We have the Ligomorphs have shown up in a couple of different places at this point in the Tellest universe, most notably the website, because we had this group, and then let's see if I can't find. We'll wrap things up with the Halloween Ligomorphs.
I also think that we need more aquatic companions.
We don't have aquatic people.
Yeah, but we could have like Cassandra and Edmund encounter like, I don't know, friendly octopus.
Ambrosius? Is that what the one's name is from? So we got our Halloween trio here. Let's see if I can open this in a new tab, and if there we go, we'll play a little nicer.
I love it.
We got our Dracula, our werewolf, and our Frankenstein. I'm very excited for when we do get to make these into either plushies or figurines or whatever like that. I think probably the first step is going to be to do like 3D figures of them.
Because you could really Funko Pop them,
Yeah.
like as far as the, you know, the mimicky nature of them.
Yeah. I almost like the idea of making them like amiibos,
Yeah.
but that don't actually do any amoebing.
They don't do any
They don't do any
They're
amoebing.
just figurines.
Kev says he does want to 3D print these.
I would love to.
We
That
got to
would be
figure out
amazing.
how to do like the STLs. Like I got to hire somebody. STLs are like 3D files.
Oh, okay.
So like you would make them in
I
Blender.
was gonna say, explain for the dumb people in the back, please.
I don't know what STL stands for. Kev might. Steel tip lines? I don't know. I'll tell you what though. It is so hot up here that my back is starting to sweat
Man.
and stick to the chair.
Ugh.
Gross.
Ugh.
You know what's
Disgusting.
You know what's
No.
Rihanna stuck her arm in back of the couch
I
this
did.
weekend
I did.
and got stuck like
so bad.
poo with his hand in a honey jar.
I was trying to help my grandma. She knocked her like the little microwavable neck wrap that old people use down behind the couch. I went to grab it. My arm got stuck. I was too stubborn to let go of it so I could pry my arm back out, and I just yanked it. And it's pretty gnarly.
The word that I would use is grody.
Oh, yeah, it's.
The
I'm
word
very-
that Kev would use is stereolithography.
Oh,
That's the STL.
I figured. I wouldn't call this that.
Muscle.
Ow! Don't touch.
Don't touch!
Oh my god, it's so sore.
Alright, we're going to wrap things up. We're going to go to our until...
You guys
our-
don't know how pale I am. The bruise is deep.
It's deep, it's pale, it's dark.
deep.
It's real bad. I showed pictures to everybody today.
Did you really?
Absolutely. Folks, on the screen right now, you'll see all the places that you can find Tellest out there on the internet. Tellest.com is a great first place to start. We spent a lot of time today looking at the art gallery, but there's tons of other things that you can find on the Tellest website. If you want to find some of our premium goods, you can find digital premium goods on patreon.com/Tellest. That includes our battle maps, art posts that we put up on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you want to see our physical premium goods, what are you laughing at?
I burped.
A burped.
I burped. But
If
also,
you want to see our
Jockey milk?
yes, if you want to see our physical burps, you got to go to tellest.etsy.com. You can find our battle maps there as well, but on 20 by 40 inch, just glorious game pads. You can also find posters, stickers, bookmarks, and Rihanna's wonderful handcrafted, one-of-a-kind Weird Witch wands. If you want to see those a little better and you want to see them with some nice vignettes, you can go to tiktok.com/@weirdwitchwands. If you want to see another TikTok channel that features some adorable stuff, you can go to tiktok.com/@Tales of Tellest. And the last two places that I'll bring your attention to are our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@World of Tellest. Where you'll see these videos after Twitch knocks them off after the prerequisite amount of days. But twitch.tv/ThatTellestGuy is the only place that you can go to redeem your quest coins, to chat with us live, and to maybe even join a future Quantum Quest game if you use your quest coins to enroll in an upcoming game. That is going to wrap us up for today, but we appreciate that you stopped by, and
We'll miss you.